You know what, players? I love horror stories, and I love them on the internet as well. It's probably top two places you can find one is on the internet. The other place is my dad's bedroom. And one way you could tell a horror story online is through a framing device called an ARG, or an ARG to the seaman, like a pirate says, ARG. That stands for alternate reality game. They go by other phrases, unfiction, analog horror, but one of my favorite series online is called the Walten Files by the creator Martin Walls. Today we're going to break down a few of the episodes from the Walten Files series. Journey with me, and don't get too frightened because now it's time, and we're going to watch the first two of them. Now, gang, I'm going to warn you right off the skiff. This story, it does have a lot in common with the FNAF at Freddy's series. Of course, there's no Montgomery Gator. There's no Vanessa. There are animatronic animals and dead people getting inside there. Okay? That's kind of where the similarities end. So if you will, bear with me here. Let's break it down. The story begins, like many analog horrors do, with a company training tape. The company in question is called Bunny Smiles Incorporated, and we get to know some of the characters that they invented.
Hip hooray, the sun has got his hat on. Hip, 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 hooray, the sun has got his hat on, and he's coming out today.
How much is that dog in the window? The one with the wiry tail.
These furry little fucks live in a place called Bond's Burgers, a kind of a Showtoppers pizza animatronic band, FNAF at Freddy's style experience. We get to meet the wonderfully wacky, neato showstoppers that this Chuck E. Cheese from hell has to offer us. The band members consist of Bon, the bunny, Shaw, the sheep, Banny, there's two bunny, and Boozoo, the guy. He's just a dude, I guess.
Here's a message from Jack Walton and Felix Kranken, our beloved fountain.
Which reads, in BSI, the most important thing to us isn't the money or the rating. The most important thing to us is that you have a wonderful experience while working with us.
That being said, with the Bond's Burgers restaurant getting opened in a few weeks, we're looking forward to achieving this dream with you.
They seem nice. We are then quickly shown an infographic for a location called the BSI Canine Storage Facility, deep within the St. Juanez Forest. The graphic says that it's there basically to reclaim, restore, and hopefully one day reopen a Bond's Burgers after the incident of 1974. What that may be, that seems like a wonderful place to work, and welcome aboard, and I can't wait I'll be with you soon. The tape then jump cuts to a children's animated series by the name of Little Bond's Neighborhood. You'll notice at the bottom of the screen it says this animation was created 5 years after said incident that caused Bond's Burgers to close down.
It's a brand new day in Little Bond's neighborhood, and a really special one for sure. Little Bond has been waiting all day for his friends to arrive. He is planning to have a sleepover with them. He has everything set up for the perfect movie night with his friends.
This episode is about all these little fuckers getting ready for a sleepover movie night. Let's make sure that we've got all the gang there. Count them off.
For this sleepover, he invited Shah, Boozoo, and Billy. Let's check again in case we don't forget any guests. Bond invited Shah, Boozoo, and...
Oh, would you look at, there's a little man in there. That's Jack Walton.
Bond spent all his money on a really funny movie, which he hopes all of his friends will enjoy and will laugh with little Bond. And friends watched the movie. I guess we can say they had a blast of a time.
We see on the screen the text, "Let me out of here" appear. We also see a little pill bottle beside the television set that says Sophie Walton. Who the F is that? I don't know. Our creepy critters then drift off to a slumberous sleep side by side like all good best friends should, when suddenly, Bond is awoken by a flicker of the television set. Jack Walton, missing, June 11th, 1974. We then see a car driving through the middle of the St. Juanes forest on its way to the canine facility. The car is being driven by a brand new caretaker, Brian Stells. As soon as Brian steps foot in that little fuck bucket, he notes a very strong, pungent odor, which I'm sure we're all used to if we've ever stepped foot in a fuck bucket. Brian then does what any of us would do when we walk into a spooky bunker in the middle of the woods. He kind of just starts fucking with shit.
Let's check the left arm. Yeah, the left arm. The left arm.
And that's when something inside of Bond wakes up.
What was that thing?
Brian then GTFOs out of there, but before too long, he's caught by everyone's favorite Robo-Rabbit freak, Bond's burglars. Oh, this is fun. This is good. This is good. This is cool. This is nice. This is a good moment we're having here. I like this. It would appear our friend Brian solemnly got his shit rocked. And he claims it's because Bond thought that Brian was someone else. A female. A her. A who. I don't know. Probably gonna stick around and find out. I'm wearing a different shirt now. Okay? Deal with it. Tape 2 is another employee-facing training type vid. But you'll notice here at the bottom it says, accompanied by Cyberfun Tech. Now, the first training tape said this, but something about the phrasing here and the way that the date is crossed off seems a little suspect. Hold on to that thought.
Let's start analyzing the relocate project by checking what has happened ever since the closure of Bonds 4 years ago. As many of you might have known from previous tapes, our beloved entertainers were safely secured in St. Juana's storage facility some months after the restaurant's closure. Later on, a good amount of business opportunities appeared, such as books, merch, animated movies. We even got a TV show. That's when Felix Kranken had the brilliant idea of restore and reprogram the robots of Bond's Burgers with the purpose of relocating them in a new restaurant that would be opened in a not-so-distant future.
Alright, whoa, hold on. Bond's Burgers closes on July 20th, 1974, 9 days after one of its co-owners, Jack Walton, goes missing. Ooh. And about 4 years later, BSI, now semi-rebranded to Cyberfun Tech, seems to be doing a grand reopening after hiding all their animatronics in some weird bunker in the woods. Doesn't sound not evil.
So let's give it up for Felix Kranken, a man with not only a giant brain, but also a giant heart.
Oh, so Felix Kranken is the one who's the man with the plan ever since his bestie got. And now he wants to reopen his cyborg murder mall. Cool. You know, all this information coming at once it's a little too much for my ADHD brain. Could we have a change of scenery? Maybe something a little more calmer? Or this? This works too? Fuck!
The mighty rabbit tries to find a way out of the cage, but it's unsuccessful.
Okay.
The rabbit keeps trying to find a way out, or at least catch the owner's attention.
What the hell?
The mighty rabbit needs to get out. 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 The rabbit is starving. 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 Is starving. Is starving. Is starving. Is starving. Is starving. Is.
Cool! Seems like Banny, the other bunny animatronic, has a little case of a lady inside of her. Well, it appears that there's a woman by the name of Susan Woodings kind of just right in to her, into her casing. Just kind of. We then cut to a training tape for the future facility caretakers. This is probably what our good old friend Brian watched before he got all his guts mauled up by a big-ass bunny bot.
I bet you must be very excited and nervous to start working here. But let's stop and think. Do you have all the necessary items for your job tasks? I thought so. Let's put on a nice backpack and start packing some items. Let's check the items you will require for your job at K9. Lantern? Check. Snacks? Check. Key? Check. Camera? Check.
Jack, what are you doing in there, you little minx? Get out! Shoo!
Wow, it's pretty dark here. You should turn on the light. Turn on the light. Turn on the light. Turn on the...
Walking in, we get to see the interior of the K9 facility a little better, including the resting room, the storage closet, the merch room, and of course the place they...
The third door is used to hide...
Sophie, where am I?
And she sounds like she's crying out for help for someone named Sophie, who... Who is Sophie Walton?
By the time the lady entered the backstage as the voice told her to, missing husband wasn't there. Instead, she found a rabbit.
Rose broken will fix you. You will beautiful. You will beautiful. You will beautiful.
When she woke up, she looked beautiful. But on the inside,
Every single part of her body was bleeding out.
It would appear we are watching the wife of Jack Walton, Rosemary Walton, searching for her lost husband. And honey, I think she just found him. Well, we don't know for sure that Bon is Jack, but what we do know is soon after, Rosemary's kind of right into Shaw the Sheep, which seems just like a grand old time. The last segment of the compiled employee tapes showed the personal recordings of 3 BSI technicians restoring the showstoppers in the storage facility.
That lived near the restaurant about the place playing music during midnight, like 2 or 3 in the morning, along with the lights on, which was weird because back then the company didn't really worry about hiring night guards.
When inspecting the animatronics, one technician remarks that it appears the robots have been heavily damaged, and it appears that this damage had to have taken place once they were brought to the canine facility, after Bon's Burgers closed. Intriguing. The gang then talks about how fucking weird it is that some company issued them all a small brass key, but didn't tell anyone what it belonged to. Curiosity gets the better of one of our caretakers, Ashley. While the other 2 technicians sleep soundly in the other room, she decides to figure out once and for all what that key belongs to. Ashley stumbles upon a room full of our favorite freaks and notes a character she doesn't quite recognize, a gray rabbit hanging out of a hole in the wall. And then Ashley enters the last room in the facility where she finds... why, it's Billy the Clown animatronic with a tape recorder in his chest. Cool.
I found this. I'm pretty sure that clown thing had a cassette player installed. So I guess I'll have to be brave and try and see what this whole thing is.
Jack, Susan, Charles, Rosemary, Sophie.
That's right. She got right into that clown guy. You hate to see it. So many young, promising people getting smooshed right into an animatronic shell. Well, there we have it, kiddos. The first 2 episodes of the Walten Files. I'm spook stiff. I went 6 to midnight in Spooky Town. Now, obviously, me coming in and inserting my little hee-haws and hoo-hoos breaks the flow, so please, if you're interested, go back and watch the original series. It's really freaking good. And if you can look past the Five Nights at Freddy's types of comparisons, you're in for a wild ride. But hey, I barely scratched the surface of what the Walten Files has to show you. There are quite a few hidden videos, a 3rd part, which is about an hour long, and a 4th part coming soon. And I can't wait to share this story with all you, all the people here that might be interested in a good old-fashioned ARG. Why don't you go ahead and let me know what you think of this type of video, okay? I've never done anything like it, so if you liked it or you didn't, let me know in the comments down below. Give me an up or a down or a sub or a frown. So, thanks.